Thank you for tuning in. I'm Bill Potter with the WJTS News. A French Lick man is dead and his father-in-law is behind bars after an off-road vehicle accident. It happened northwest of the French Lick Municipal Airport on Saturday night. 32-year-old Zachary Flick stepped off a side-by-side ORV to pick up a hat. He was then struck by the side-by-side when the vehicle came back to pick him up. Flick fell and hit his head on a rock, causing him to lose consciousness. He was transported to Memorial Hospital in Jasper and then transferred to Deaconess Midtown in Evansville, where he died from head injuries. The driver of the side-by-side, 46-year-old Jeremy Parks of French Lick, says he was unable to stop after the ORV slid on wet grass. Parks was arrested and faces felony charges of reckless homicide and operating a vehicle while intoxicated, causing death. A man was arrested in Washington after pointing a gun at another person. 52-year-old Sean D. Klingel was arrested for pointing a firearm at a person and intimidation with a deadly weapon. Tuesday night, Washington Police Department got a call about Klingel pointing a handgun at another man outside of Mishler's Tavern in Washington. This stemmed from an argument regarding a domestic incident involving a woman. After pointing his gun at the man, Klingel left the tavern and went home. Police found Klingel in his home and arrested him without incident. Well, students are returning to the classroom, but for one local school, welcoming students is extra special. The new $34 million Jasper Elementary School opens their doors for the first time on Wednesday, August 12th. Jasper Elementary School Assistant Principal Ryan Ernie says they're ready to have their students and staff in one single building.
Both Mr. Taylor and I are just really excited about moving from 5th Street and 10th Street into one building where all of our staff and all of our students are together. So we're just really extremely pleased with the look. It's a beautiful building, a lot of neat spaces for our students.
Ernie says the new building will also make the teacher's life a little easier and for the staff.
Well, you know, it's been a lot easier just with even having meetings and teachers and collaboration and it's going to be so beneficial as we get the school year started. Just when we have teacher meetings where we can do a lot of discussing, that part is going to be so beneficial, and it's going to help the kids even more.
From new electronic boards for teachers to technology for students to classrooms, Ernie says the school is full of upgrades.
The STEAM program has really taken off in the past couple of years. So we've had STEAM labs, but they were old computer labs or an empty classroom. It is now kind of directly designed for that purpose with a type of floor that's easier for cleanup, and we've got our 3D printers in there, and it's a little bit bigger space, so you can bring maybe one or two classes in there.
Although some students may be nervous about learning the new layout, Ernie says it will be easier once they enter school doors.
It'll be pretty easy because of where everything, our art and music and cafeteria are kind of in the middle of the building.
And to address the concerns of COVID-19 pandemic, the school is also implementing new safety measures. For more information, visit gjcs.k12.in.us. The Jasper Chamber of Commerce is accepting nominations for its 2020 President's Community Excellence Award. This award recognizes an individual who generously contributed his or her time, talents, or resources to the Jasper community. The award is open to everyone and honors those who make a difference. The president of the Jasper Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors presents the award every year. All nominations are judged by a committee drawn from the current Jasper Chamber of Commerce Board of Directors. This year's award will be presented by Chamber Board President Rachel Levine sometime this fall. A date will be announced in the coming weeks. The nomination deadline is Tuesday, September 1st. To learn more about what to include in the nomination applications, go to our website, WJTS.tv. Over 3,500 pesticide jugs and 305 gallons of oil were recycled during a special event. Farmers and land managers took advantage of the opportunity to recycle their plastic pesticide jugs at the Dubois County Solid Waste District's annual Agriculture Recycling Day. That was on Wednesday morning. Over 3,500 plastic pesticide jugs were recycled during the event. by 26 recyclers. Additionally, the Ag Day offered waste oil recycling, which brought in about 305 gallons of oil to be recycled. The annual jug recycling event is through a special partnership with local recycler Jasper Salvage. Residents wanting more information about other recycling and proper disposal in the county can go to duboiscountyrecycles.org or check out the district's Facebook page. Grant money is helping locations across the state preserve their Hoosier history. The DNR Division of Historic Preservation and Archaeology recently awarded 14 historic preservation grants totaling more than $481,000. The following areas in southern Indiana are receiving grants. The Monroe County government is receiving a matching grant of nearly $50,000 to rehabilitate the Alexander Memorial on the county's courthouse grounds. The memorial was built in 1928 and placed on the courthouse grounds to honor soldiers and sailors from the county who served in all wars. Preservation work includes cleaning the historic limestone from environmental stains and organic overgrowth and repointing all mortar joints. The city of Vincennes is receiving a $50,000 grant to continue window rehabilitation on its Beaux Arts style police department building. 25 windows will be rehabilitated and 5 vinyl windows will receive some wood replacement units. These wooden windows have deteriorated over time due to weathering, paint loss, and dry rot. COVID cases have now seen a downturn in Dubois County in recent days. Health Department is reporting about 3 additional cases of COVID-19. This brings the county's total to 658 positive cases and 12 deaths. Out of these 658 positive cases, 413 have recovered. Remember to practice social distancing, wear a cloth face covering, and whenever out in public, also wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Indiana has a new program to help Indiana Main Street organizations impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic. Lieutenant Governor Suzanne Crouch and the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs officially launched Taking Care of Main Street program on Wednesday. Up to $5,000 in grants will be awarded to at least 40 Main Street organizations around the state. In order to qualify for the grants, the organizations must be a designated Indiana Main Street with an operational history of at least 2 consecutive years, demonstrated the impact of COVID-19 on their Main Street community, explain how reducing funds have impacted their program's activities, explain how these funds will help the organization and what future funding will support, also demonstrate operating costs of over $10,000, and provide a current work plan and a rural-urban representation of applicants. Eligible expenses, including salaries, administrative consulting fees, space equipment rental, or staff development and training. Applications are accepted on a rolling basis and can be submitted at any time. OKRA will review and award all applicable applications on a first-come, first-served basis until funds are depleted. For more details, again, visit our website, WJTS.tv. Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb and State Health Commissioner Dr. Christina Box defended brick and mortar school reopenings during a news conference Wednesday, despite mounting reports of students and education staff testing positive for the coronavirus since returning to classes. Box said she continues to believe that our schools can safely reopen. She emphasized that the state's improved testing and hospital capacity are added safeguards for returning students to school in person, adding that her biggest recommendation to students and families is to know when to stay home. In his remarks, Holcomb also maintained that in-person voting for the November election is safe. Please stay tuned. Weather and sports are still to come on 18 WJTS News.